Welcome back to the channel and a new video. If you're new here, my name's Glenn and GB Shrimp and Aquatics is mainly about my fish room, fish shop tours, how-tos and vlogs. And in our room we have fish, shrimp, fish breeding and dart frogs mainly. We also have some plants that you can see if I flick around the room, some jumping spiders and some isopods. With all that being said, let's get to this vlog video. So in today's vlog, at the bottom of the current frog rack, we have three 45-litre tanks. They're 30 centimetre by 30 centimetre by 50 centimetre. And the purpose of these tanks are to use for grow out for my collection of apistogrammas. So at the moment with the apistogrammas, I've got a small grow out here for Masteri, a breeding pair of Hongschloi, some apistogramma cockatoides, and I think she's in the cave. Some Masteri that have bred. I think I've got two breeding in there, one at the back and one in the cave, but I'm not 100%. In this tank we've got a pair of Inca that are currently hiding at the back. Now I think if I move the two plecos out, they might get a bit more adventurous. Moving down we have some Inca, so a breeding pair of Inca, and there's 4 or 5 juveniles in there at the moment, which I could probably do with moving out. In this tank we've got a pair of Agassizii Blue Flame. That's the female you can see here. She's not playing ball. The male usually hovers around the back somewhere, but she keeps going in the small cone here and not the cave. So by going in the cone, I think she wants to breed in that little cone there. And then in this tank we have hundreds of Masteri fry that we're currently growing out, need feeding. In this display tank there are some checkerboard cichlids, and there's definitely a pair in there. There are 4 in total, but if I'm brutally honest, I'm probably going to just leave them to it and see how they get on. If they do breed in here, they'll raise babies in there. I'm not going to dig this apart just to get babies out to grow them out. And then in this tank we've got a trio of Wabermunster that are proven, although I'm proving difficult to actually breed them, but we'll try. Back onto these tanks then, I'm going to use the play pit sand again, but lesson learned from this tank and this tank, I'm going to wash it first. So let's start by washing the sand. What I'm doing this 2 litres of sand per tank, and the idea is that I'm just going to wash these in small amounts to make it easier. That's the first bucket washed, and it was very, very dirty. Now I think the easiest way for me to put this in the tank is to actually pull the tank off the rack and pour it in. Now bear in mind this is wet, so it's going to be sort of quite sticky. I can sort of spread it out in the tank once I've got water in, but for now I just want to try and get as much out as possible. Now I do have a jug of water, and the jug of water should clean my bucket out a bit and separate some of that sand. Just pour a little bit in here. And I just think that's a much easier way to get this sand in and level. Now it is going to be a little bit cloudy, but nowhere near what it could have been if I hadn't washed it. And there, nice and clean. I just need to put this back in and repeat that another 2 times. And just like that, we have all 3 of them now sanded. Now next bit I want to think about is finding a home for somewhere to put all this lot. So I wish I had a bigger room, unfortunately, but I need to find somewhere to put all this stuff now that the tanks are in place. Next thing I need to think about is running airline for these filters. I could extend one of the air feeds that I've got for the other racks, but I think that that pump isn't powerful enough to run everything and these 3 tanks. So I reached out to Hygger, and Hygger have kindly sent me a new pump. Let's take a look at that. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Hygger Windstorm air pump, and I'm led to believe these are ultra quiet. So let's get it open and see what we've got in the box. So within the box we've got a decent portion of airline, 4 non-return valves, 4 big air stones, and a manifold. So the manifolds are 4 in 1 manifold, and the pump itself. Got your outlet there. Can that be unscrewed for a different outlet? Possibly. I'll have to have a look at that. Nice long extension cord and an adjustable flow, adjustable power. Now that's quiet. Let's get it installed. What I've done, I've temporarily put this pump down on the floor here. I am going to move the tank to the left of that, so behind this bottle, so that tank is going to go and that will end up in there. All I've done is I've connected the manifold up to these 3 new tanks. So I've got a T-piece here that I've clipped all this up. Got a T-piece here, a T-piece over here, and a T-piece over here. I'm running all 3 of those off one of those outlets. Look at the flow. Now the only noise you can hear, there's a slight hum, but I think the hum's more from the air. I'm going to do a little experiment here. I've just cleaned some hair algae off the front glass in this tank, and what I've done is, out of this tank, ignore the duckweed, out of this tank I took a piece of hornwort out and put the hornwort in here. I might tuck it under a plant pot, to be honest, but I want to see if my theory that hornwort restricts algae growth is actually true. So I'll leave that bit of algae on the sides there, and I just want to see if hornwort growth restricts algae growth. We'll see. Now that we've got that done, let's get some lids cut. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. Next thing, I want to put some of these handles on, so it's just like a self-adhesive clip. Let's get those done. 1, 2, and the final button in. Last thing then is I want to put a cover on here. So I need to buy some metal plates to fit on like I did with the others. What I have worked out is that I can just use some magnets for now just to hold one on. So let's get that done. And there we have it. So that is just a temporary solution, and I'm going to continue to cycle these. I might look at getting a different lighting option, because that is just a cheap Nicrew light over the top of there, which I'm not that happy with. The Hygger ones are way better. I'm going to end this one with giving you guys a glimpse of something that's coming. So it's a product review that I'm trying out. Keep an eye open for that video. If you've enjoyed this or any of our content, drop us a comment, let us know how you feel, let us know what you guys are up to, if anything we've done has inspired you. If so, what are you going to build? Drop us a like, and if you're not already a sub, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on any of our content. I'll show you this glimpse at a product that's coming in review. Till then, take care everybody, bye bye.